What's up, athletes? Today we're going to talk about how you can reduce the risk of injury at your ankle, knee, and hip by at least 50% or more. Especially if you're jumping, you're sprinting, you're cutting, you're changing direction really quickly. This is for you, okay? So here are the important things to understand. First, the notion that you cannot prevent injuries from happening and things are inevitable is a bit of BS, okay? So if someone just says, hey, it's inevitable if I jump up for a rebound and I land and my ankle hits the person's foot, how do I prevent that, okay? That's one thing I've heard. Second thing is, if I land in a weird angle or if I move my knee in a weird angle, I'm going to tweak it. Second thing I've heard. Third thing is, if I try to stop really fast with my heel, I'm going to hurt my hip or my lower back. Or if I'm staying down in defense for a long period of time, it's inevitable for me to hurt my back. That's such a resignation when it comes to your body that you're not giving yourself a chance to truly bulletproof yourself, okay? What I mean by bulletproof, and this is used a lot, my bulletproof is, yes, you cannot prevent injury by 100%. But can you mitigate it by 50 to 60% or more? Yes, you can. Absolutely, okay? It depends on how much focus you create on every single joint that you have. Not just gross big movements like squats and deadlifts and so on and so forth. That's not taking the details. Like what actually dictates your ability to cut or dictates your ability to jump, okay? You have to understand every part of your body that assists you in that jump phase. It's not just your glutes and your hamstrings. It's can your feet actually do it. So start with your feet. If your feet can't do it, if your feet cannot use the big toe to push off, for example, then the big toe is going to collapse into the other toes. Now, most of you guys watching this, most athletes have these kind of feet. Okay? If the toes go inward like that, the arches collapse. And the arches collapse, look where my knees go. They go in, right? Imagine putting hundreds and thousands of cycles of this kind of position when you run, when you jump, when you sprint, when you change direction. Of course, you're making it more likely for your knees and your ankles to have problems. They're in a weaker position, okay? And same with your hip. If I do this, look at how my hip moves. My hip goes inward, right? And now my back has to do this to compensate. So you are almost sabotaging your body by not creating enough capacity, space, which is mobility, and strength and conditioning in those shapes. So this video is about how do you reduce the risk of injury at those three parts of your body. And it starts very simple. Start at the feet. This whole video is going to be about feet. Now as we go on and talk about different videos here, or different aspects of the body, we'll move up the chain. Knee, hip, back, shoulders, neck, because everything impacts the point of injury. Okay? So if you hurt your ankle, something upstream might impact it. If you hurt your knee, something upstream or downstream might impact it. You have to consider every body part and every joint. You cannot take a reductionistic approach to your body when it comes to sports and athletics, okay? Or in general. So let's talk about it. The first thing you need to get, okay, is a gua sha blade. Okay, so go on Amazon.com, type in gua sha blade, and you will find a good one on there. Okay, so once you get your gua sha blade, what you're going to do is take the blunt end right here, or the pointy end, depending on your pain tolerance, and you're going to work the bottom of your foot, okay? So from here, here's my arch. I'm going to take this gua sha blade. I'm going to pull my big toe back. Okay, I'm going to crank on that big toe a little bit, just enough to where I don't feel pain in my toe. When I crank it back, I should feel some sort of stretch happening through my arch, even my toe. Make sure the toe doesn't collapse inward either. Just crank it back like this. And when you're ready, you're going to really start to scrape up and down this arch, okay? Going down the first line from your big toe down to your heel, and really scrape this stuff off. If you have a lot of thick skin here, like a lot of the athletes do, you're gonna be sloughing off all this dead skin, so make sure you have like a paper towel or something so you can clean that up. It gets kind of nasty. But really spend some time. I would spend about a minute on this first line from your big toe, and even scrape the big toe itself, all the way down to the heel, okay? Then start from the second toe, okay? But keep pulling your big toe. Start from the second toe. Same thing, okay? Down the chain. Work all the way up, all the way down. 1 minute. Then the third toe, same thing, okay? Then the fourth toe, fifth toe. Keep constant pressure. You're not just like gently scraping, you're really getting after it. Like pretty firm, get in there, okay? And spend a minute per line, okay, from the big toe down, second toe down, third toe down, fourth and fifth. Once you finish that, you've broken up the first layer of fascia. Your toes should have more space. That means when you actually grip the ground, when you run, or you jump, or you juke, you actually have space to use the entire foot, which will translate to more engagement in your hamstring, your glute, your abs, so on and so forth, even your middle back. If you don't have that, you're going to default into bad positions. Your knee collapsing inward. You know, when you jump, people do this, and then they jump up, which you don't want. Or when they sprint, their foot kind of collapses out, which you don't want either. So once you've created the space, now you have to get a little deeper. Okay, so now you have to get a little deeper into the tissues. So I want you to get this ball, and I want you to start to dig, starting from the big toe. Okay, starting from the big toe. Here's the ball, by the way, from underneath the big toe. And I'm just going to hold on here and just crunch down and flex up. Crunch down, flex up. About 5 reps. And just like you do with the gua sha blade, you're going to move down a little segment. 5 reps. Work all the way down, as many segments as you can, right? All the way to the heel. And after you finish that, you simply move over to the second toe. And starting from the second toe line, same thing. 5 reps, move down, 5 reps. And you just keep working yourself down the chain until you get all the way to the heel. Then third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. And when you're doing your reps, you're really trying to scrunch down, hold, then flex up. Scrunch down, hold, then flex up. Okay? Now, if you want to be even more effective and save time, get yourself one of these mini bands. And you can get one of those thicker ones too, guys. If you don't like this thin one that might upset your feet, get a thicker one. Okay, a little mini band. And I would say to double it. So just double your band like this. Figure 8 it, double it. Put it around your big toes. Okay? Honestly, I like to triple it. I think it's more effective, honestly. And what'll happen is you really feel your big toe start to separate, and it won't feel comfortable at all. Okay, it's going to feel very uncomfortable. Now, once you get that going, here's the second step. Put the golf balls underneath your big toes. Okay? And what we're going to do here is simply first get enough tension in the band so you can feel your big toes being pulled out. Second, you want to make sure that your big toes are being really stretched here. Now, your goal is to push down, okay? To push your big toes down into the ball. And as you do that, I want you to lift all of your other toes off the floor. So push down to the golf ball and lift all of your other toes off the ground, okay? While you're holding this, tuck your pelvis, maintain position the entire time. I'm going to show you a side profile real quick, guys. Kind of awkward to move, but I'm going to show this to you. Boom. So you're here. You're going to push down and then lift all your other toes up and tuck your butt. You're going to feel your shins burning, your glutes burning, your abs burning. When you can get all of this lit up right here, you know you're making good progress because that's what you need to protect your knee, your hip, and your back even. Just push down. Try to hold this for like 5 minutes plus. If you can go 10 minutes, go 10 minutes. Every week, try to go up 15, 20, 25, 30. Try to get to 30 minutes if you can. Push down, lift the other toes up. Okay? So that's really important. Now, once you're able to accomplish this, and it feels pretty good, now you can move on to a more active, well, that was active in itself, but you can move on to another exercise. Okay, so this exercise, get yourself a bench, like so. Okay, get yourself your band. Boom, wrap it, triple it. Highly recommend tripling it. Once you triple it, man, it's hot in this gym. Okay, once you triple it, same thing, guys. Big toe, press down. As you press down, lift the other toes up. Okay, your hands can be here if you'd like, or on the bench to set your shoulders back and just really lift the other toes up. And the more you push down through your big toe, the more you'll be able to lift your other toes up. So really push down. You should feel your arch, your shin right here. If you're doing it right, it'll eventually go to your hamstrings, your quads, your glutes, your abs, even your lats. It's the whole chain that is working. Try to work this up to 40 minutes total. Break it up into as many sets as you need to get to 40 minutes. So if you need to do 5 minutes at a time, do 5 minutes, whatever you need, but it should light up your entire chain. Okay? And when you get done with it, and you walk around, you'll feel more bounce already in your feet. So automatically you'll improve your ability to jump, to sprint, and to cut. But also all the while getting to the root cause of why your knee injuries, your foot problems, and your hip issues are happening in the first place. So that's where I want you to start first. Scrape the bottom of the foot, get the balls underneath your feet, work it out, stand, push down through your toes and lift, then sit here and do the same thing, okay? Once you can get this going for at least 3 to 4 weeks, and you feel the improvement already in your knees, your ankles, and your hips, then you're gonna see the next video about how to take it up a notch. Because it's not just about getting you out of pain, it's about then creating function and resiliency so you can last when you jump, sprint, and cut. You're not worried about hurting yourself. You're decreasing your injury by at least 50 to 60% or more. Peace.